And we're off to the races. Hello and welcome to the Gymnastics Network. Today we are streaming Stanford versus William and Mary. They're both in their own home respective gyms. And we're joined by two gymnasts. We have Riley Luce with us and also... Kenan, would you like to introduce our other desk?
And David Watkins.
David Watkins as well. So... Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have two guys with us as we commentate and do our stuff. As you can see, they're in the bottom left there. It's going to be a fun day. This is the first guy up for William and Mary here, so we're just kind of getting into it. This is fire. Nope, it doesn't work. All right. Well, here goes that.
Yep. Jacopo is here as well. David said that he might be having some mic issues going forward, so Jacopo will just fill in for whenever that's happening.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we do got Riley in here. Riley, Matt Cormier saying what's up.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. I wonder if that fixed.
Sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties.
It's all right. All right, so it looks like we're getting ready for our first guy from Stanford here. This is Zach Martin, actually. My old teammate, Zach Martin, from Elevate Gymnastics. He was always really talented at floor. Same thing with vault. It was really great growing up with him. He's a really great guy. And you can see from his gymnastics, he went to Stanford. His floor is absolutely monstrous. So... does this Russian sequence here, and you're going to see him step back up into the corner here in a minute. Kenan, why don't you do a play-by-play for this, and I'm going to take a second here and get our guests all set up.
Yeah. Zach Martin is just transitioning into his corner, heading into his third pass, which is going to be a back 1.5 punch full. So it's a C-to-C connection. So he's going to gain 6/10 for that tumbling sequence, which is really good. Into a stuck back layout. Very nice. And here he goes, going into his fourth pass, which is back double full. Nice. Oh, that was actually his last pass. Normally, the gymnasts do the signature arms when he actually chose to not do it and just head into his dismount, which results in a stuck landing, so very good. Now we're going to be looking at our next guy from William and Mary, which is Aiden Coy, sophomore on the team, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe one of the William and Mary guys can chip in right here. Do you guys have any experiences with Aiden Coy? I know he's been a pretty big factor for the team's success in the past year. That I've seen him.
Yeah, he was really strong last year in the little time that they got to compete. And floor, I think, is one of his favorite events and one of his strongest events. So I think he's gonna hopefully start off strong here for William and Mary.
Yeah. Just a quick score update. While you could see Aiden going, is Ian Creelman scored a 12.4 with a 14.4 start value. Still waiting on Zach Martin's score. A really nice 2.5 punch half there. Good to see that he landed with his chest up. A good amplitude. That's a whip half punch full to another stuck landing. It's a very, very clean routine. Nice front 1.5. You can often see that replaced in gymnastics by a back double full. Both of them are very similar skills and are used very similarly in people's routines. Here he goes. I expect him to have only a couple more passes left. There goes that back layout. It's an A, but it's an easy A. And no deductions right there. As he's winding up for his dismount, back double full, stuck landing. Very nice from Aiden. That's definitely what William Mary needed. They're going to need some hit routines if they want to go out there and get a win over Stanford today. Kicking it over to the next guy on Stanford, which is Brandon Nguyen. That is a freshman there, getting ready to make his NCAA debut. Riley, you've been practicing with Brandon over this whole COVID period, haven't you?
Yeah, Brandon is a great worker, very hard worker. He's very talented, and I'm excited to see what floor routine he's doing today. They actually just started training last Friday after an 11-day quarantine, so it'll be interesting to see what everyone's doing.
Yeah, so maybe you could talk a little bit more about that, about Stanford just getting back in their gym a week ago or so.
Yeah, so basically Santa Clara County, which is where Stanford's located, is just super strict with all the protocols. So our team actually has not been together since pandemic started. But some of the guys were able to go back and they just started training. So yeah, it's just been a roller coaster, but we're working with it.
Yeah, it's really interesting because Stanford is actually the only team that hasn't all practiced together since the pandemic. I know at Penn State we came back in the beginning or the end of August. I know a lot of other schools are like that. Ohio State was a little bit pushed back because they have had problems with cases coming in and then continuously had problems with cases. But Stanford is the only team that hasn't practiced in their home gym or all together. Which so it should be really interesting to see how they do. But
Yeah,
that was
honestly,
a pretty nice routine from Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon, another one of my JO teammates right there. Brandon is an all-around amazing gymnast. Even when we were growing up, he may have been a couple of years younger than me, but just watching him go was unbelievable. For some reason, it always irritated me that, there was this 12-year-old kid in the gym while I was probably 16, 17 that was already better than me. And honestly, the best guy in the gym. So, it's crazy to see him now, all these years later, after all that hard work he put in, and then to be here at Stanford competing. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy world.
Yeah.
and it's by no accident. He definitely worked hard to get here, so.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah. Just a quick little score update for you guys. Zach Martin's score, which was the first guy up for Stanford, scored a 13.25 from a 14.5 start value. Aiden Coy scored a 12.4 with a 14.1 start value. And Brandon Nguyen's score is still being updated. This is Zane Petrus from William & Mary. He started off with a pretty big double front, so clearly has some pretty good experience on the floor exercise. You should expect to see some bigger routines, some bigger and harder routines from William & Mary as the lineup goes down. Usually the first guy, the leadoff guy, is usually a hit routine, and the anchor is going to be the highest score. So Zane is third, so he's middle of the lineup there. So it should be one of their better scores for the evening. And as you can see, he's the first guy from William & Mary to do a D dismount so far. He finished with a back 2.5, and Ian Creelman and Aiden Coy had put up back double fulls as their dismounts. But overall, it's an alright routine from Zane. He had a couple of landing errors there, which he could work on, but overall, it's a pretty good routine for third guy up in lineup. Brandon Nguyen's score came up as a 13.0 from a 14.5 start value. As we head into our next Stanford competitor, which is Andrew Bittner.
Andrew's our team captain this year, so I'm excited to see what he's able to put together. he was actually in quarantine longer than the other guys, so it might be a little rough, but I'm excited to see what he's up to.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew's a pretty seasoned competitor. He's a senior, right? Or a fifth year?
Yeah, he's a senior, and he's been an all-arounder every year, so I'm excited to see how much better he's gotten throughout this quarantine process because I haven't been training with him.
Yeah, definitely something Tom can to count on to put up a score. I know Andrew's been contributing for Stanford ever since he touched foot on campus, which is really impressive. Not a lot of people can say that in the NCAA. Just
Yeah,
overall
especially on
really
the
good
floor.
gymnast.
Super consistent, great landings. He does a mana press, which is very unique in my opinion. So I'm excited.
Oh, here he goes doing his mana press now. He has his non-acrobatics pretty early in his routine, which is always something nice to see when a gymnast can get up just a little bit artistic or defer from the norm in gymnastics. Nice wide arm press. Very low to the ground. That's what you want. If I was a judge, I probably wouldn't take anything off on a height deduction there. Heading
Yeah,
into
we
his third
really
pass.
we really focus on the wide arm press at Stanford. If it's not low enough, you're not allowed to compete it. So very strict on that.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. I know with the wide arm that judges. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna cut away from that.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure he's okay. It looked like he just did a triple full and he just came up holding his knee. It didn't look like he finished short or anything. I don't know what happened. Hopefully he's gonna be doing all right. Riley, you have a question in the chat. Riley, tell me that the floor Maltese is happening this year.
Oh, it actually is happening. It's actually gotten easier for me than the wide arm press. So
No way, bro.
catch that this weekend.
That is so difficult. I tried to do a floor Maltese. Isaac, you're the rings guy, but
Yeah.
can you do a floor Maltese?
I could, but I couldn't tumble at all. So there was really no point in me ever going and doing it. I would say going and I'd mess around and show the floor guys like, hey, you should be able to do this, and then walk up and do it for them. But I can't even do a back full. I was never even able to do a back full, so there's no way.
You're see. Yeah.
Floor Maltese is
Just having a little technical difficulty. Getting Riley back in here, along with D-Watt and Jacopo. I don't know where they went either, but are the William Mary commentators going to be included? Yes, they are. They were having some difficulty with their audio over there, and they'll be coming back shortly. Just a short thing. Andrew Bittner does appear to be walking off, and he looks to be okay. He might have just tweaked his knee. They were doing some knee tests on him, and if you don't know, I have a little bit of history of knee injuries, so I can see it looks like he passed most of them, most of the knee test, which is a very good sign. Hopefully, he just tweaked his knee just a little bit.
Yeah, in a situation like that, you just want to make sure the athlete's healthy. Going into our next rotation here with William and Mary.
Yeah, this is Kevin Porterfield. He's a Region 6 guy. Congratulations to him. He actually just got engaged this year as a junior in college, if you can believe that.
Feels young.
Long-time girlfriend, but so definitely congrats to him. Could you imagine being married in college?
No way.
Personally couldn't do it, but it's definitely a good thing in the gymnastics community if somebody has found eternal happiness like that so early in their life. So definitely something to be happy about. But he is one of the superstars of William Mary. You're gonna definitely see him on multiple events, barring no setbacks or anything that I don't know about right now. And he's extremely solid, very clean, solid gymnast. Not necessarily the highest start values, but he's gonna be putting down some numbers today. I would definitely look out for Kevin Porterfield. Looks like we could switch it back to the Stanford guys to look for Blake Wilson.
Blake had a pretty good year last year, so I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do this year. There we go. Nice to have you guys back.
How's it going?
We're good. We're good. So, like we were talking about, it's Blake Wilson up. Riley, what's your relationship with Blake Wilson? How's that going for you guys?
Blake Wilson is like the guy who gets the team together to play cards or play blackjack. He's just a nice guy, super fun to be around, and he's our floor leader this year. So we're expecting to see some great stuff from him this year.
Blake has a sick first pass or second pass, where he does a really nice front 2.5 twist.
Yeah, that was his first pass. Very, very, very powerful tumbling coming out from him. Punch 2.5 into a, I believe it was a punch double front, and then do a connection twisting pass right there, and then we're going to see some dynamics here, twisting and spinning.
Yeah, really nice stuff. He is just going to opt to do a normal press handstand, so definitely look for him to be working on that wide arm press in the gym, just to get an extra tenth here and there. But usually the cleaner gymnastics is the better gymnastics. Yeah, nice double full down the side, stuck. Stanford has not missed a double full yet, which is really impressive. It's definitely something that at my time at Penn State we worked on a lot. And it's definitely some easy tents that coaches do not want to see lost, and everyone from Stanford's not losing those easy tents.
Nah, you don't ever want to lose easy tens on easy skills, right? That's why you do a bunch of B's on high bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, anytime we miss a double full in practice, we have to do 4 or 8, which means if we stick 4, we're done, or we have to do up to 8. So if you miss a double full, you have a lot of work to do. So.
Oh yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, nobody wants to miss a double full then, huh?
we had at Penn State, if you missed a double full, you climbed the rope. So,
That's even worse.
And then you had to keep going. Miss another one, another rope.
Yeah, it's just never something that you want to miss ever, I mean, I feel like not even being a floor guy, I used to watch guys on floor just get completely mauled having to do that. It was really visible.
Riley, Nathan Blair has a question for you. He said, he joined a little late. Can you explain why some of the Stanford guys are not competing and what their COVID training situation is like?
Yeah, so basically we have 6 guys going to Winter Cup, which is the Winter National Championships for Team USA. And so those guys are not on campus right now because the Stanford's requiring a 10-day quarantine when we return to campus. So basically we're going to be returning to campus after Winter Cup, which is February 26th and 28th. So right now only half the team is there competing. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. I'm just training at home.
All right. Yeah, nice. DY, I want to ask you a question about William and Mary's situation and this gym. Cindy Walker said, shout out to Williamsburg Gymnastics, shameless plug. I know a little bit of information. I just don't know how much to share, so maybe you could give us some light about Williamsburg Gymnastics and give them their shout-outs.
Right. So I don't remember if it was 2 years ago now, maybe 3, but some longtime friends of William and Mary Gymnastics and Cindy Walker and Pete Walker. Pete Walker was actually a former coach and alumni of William and Mary and William and Mary Gymnastics. And they recently built an entire gymnastics facility.
Oh, wow.
And so we William and Mary Gymnastics moved from a facility on campus to Williamsburg Gymnastics, which is a fantastic facility. It's a major upgrade from the facility that we were in. And so now, as of a couple of years ago, we've been training and practicing at Williamsburg Gymnastics. So that's where the program calls home.
Yeah, that's a great story. You love to see when a JO club program can step in and try to help out an NCAA program, because usually it's the other way around. So, Cindy Walker is the owner of the gym, right?
Cindy and Pete Walker. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So just a little bit of background. They actually let me train at their gym 2 days when I was heading into championships, which is really nice for them. So definitely look at, if you guys are in the Virginia area, in the Williamsburg area, definitely take a look at Williamsburg Gymnastics. It's a really good gymnastics club out there, and they're doing really good things to try to help save collegiate gymnastics. So anybody in the Virginia area, Williamsburg Gymnastics has my blessing. Just a quick little score update, though. I know I got a little bit behind on the scores. Andrew Bittner, who sadly went down with a slight knee injury, he scored an 11.95. So that's a pretty good score, considering, all things considering.
Yeah, given the circumstances there.
We got a 12.4 from Kevin Porterfield from William and Mary. Blake Wilson scored a 13.65 from Stanford, and Cutter Fuggett scored a 13.35 from William and Mary. The routine that we just watched was Chris Osgood, and we're waiting for his score. Right now, we're looking at Colin Lilly, which will be 6-man up for William and Mary. Stanford is only going to compete 5 guys, so that was the last routine that you'll be looking at from Stanford on the floor exercise. And we have 2 more from William Mary. That will be Colin Lilly and Andrew Lebowski.
Kenan, you want to take a second to explain how this 6 up, 5 count works here?
So 6 up, 5 count is, you have to understand where the team scores come from. So 5 scores that each team puts up will count towards their team total. So, but a team has an opportunity to put up 6 guys on an event, meaning that they're able to drop the lowest score, giving them the highest possible score. So in Stanford's case so far, they're most likely going to drop Andrew's. In Stanford's case, they only competed 5 guys, so all 5 scores are going to have to count. In William and Mary's case, they're competing 7 guys. One of the guys, Andrew Lebowski, looks like it's going to be an all-arounder, but they have 7 scores that they could potentially count for their team score, and the lowest one of them will be dropped. So right now, the lowest score that William Mary has is Zane Petras at a 12.2. So we're going to be looking to see that one get dropped and raise their team score a little bit.
Yeah, coming back over into Stanford, I believe there should be one more Stanford guy up, Kenan? Or are they done?
No, they're done.
They're done at a 63?
Yeah, they're done.
Oh, wow. Yeah, 63 for Stanford is much lower than where they're normally at. Riley, what have you guys been scoring in your inner squads?
Well, again, we haven't been together, so this is kind of the first time these guys have been doing routines together. So 63, I don't know. Well, we're hoping to get up to like 68 to 70 by the time we're all back, but since we only have 5 guys doing floor right now, it's a little tough. Some of those guys have never competed floor for us before, so times are very interesting right now.
Yeah, that is really interesting. You know, the fact that Stanford, the almighty Stanford, reigning NCAA champions, are almost losing to William and Mary right now. You know, it's really crazy. What we've been talking about a lot is we feel that this meet is a testament to how deep the Stanford's lineup really does go. You know, not having half your team in and then still being able to put guys out on the floor and create a team that's still this powerful, I think that says a lot about Stanford as a whole. And I don't know. I'm really excited to see, especially once Stanford all gets back together, what they can do. But also William and Mary here, I believe this is their 7th guy up. This is out of the lineup, so his score will not be counting towards the total team score. But you can see right now, 62.75 to 63.05. That's hardly a 3/10 difference. It is a 3/10 difference. And to have two teams of Stanford's caliber that close to William and Mary, I think it says a lot. And I think this meet is going to be extremely close, especially going into these next couple of rotations. What do you think, Kenan?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle because Stanford does not have their full maxed out lineups that they have. Obviously, Riley is here with us in the chat, and Riley is definitely one of the guys that is an option, at least for competing floor exercise. So I think William Mary actually has a chance to go out of here and take a couple events, and especially if what we just saw happen. Stanford, sadly Andrew went out with a little bit of an injury, and Chris, just had a couple of hops and steps here and one fall. That's all William Mary really needs. They need for them to go out there and hit their routines, and for Stanford to have a couple errors here and there, and it's a close match all the way through to the end.
I think so as well. David, I know you were a amazing pommel horse specialist. Not really. David was a really great ringman. We've competed against each other many times. It was always great to watch him. But given your time at William & Mary, David, what did you see from them on pommel horse in competitions?
I think one of the most important things was, if we hit a good pommel horse rotation, then we knew that momentum from the pommel horse rotation alone was going to carry us through most of the rest of the meet. So, focusing on hitting, good solid sets during our pommel horse rotation was always very important for us. Just having that consistency really, really helped us with the momentum. And as everyone knows, all of us former gymnasts or current gymnasts, momentum really does a lot for how well you feel and how well you perform throughout the rest of the meet. So it'll keep a close eye on the hit sets and the momentum moving through this pommel horse rotation. And I remember, I was a rings guy, and in our practice facility, the rings practice set and the pommel horse practice set were right next to each other. So we would have a little healthy competition from time to time in practice with, ring squad sets going head to head against pommel horse squad sets. So little fun competition there in practice.
Yeah. While we're in this rotation, I want to thank you guys. We have officially broken 70 viewers. So even before then, I was putting in the chat, thank you guys for 50 viewers. So for all 70 of you guys, thank you guys and welcome for joining the stream and chilling and watching some gymnastics with us. We do have a donation link down below in the bio if you guys do choose to support the stream. We are doing this full time just to help out the gymnastics community. And we need some funding to try to get some more tools to help improve the quality of the stream. So anything could help. And yep, don't worry, Carmen, we got you when William Mary's on the screen. It's just if we are getting a lot of Stanford questions, so we take questions as a president. So if you guys want to see your team talked about, you guys want to hear about somebody talked about or anything, type of question in the chat. We're looking at everything and we're open to talk about anything. We're just getting a lot of Stanford questions.
Yeah, even if you guys have general gymnastics knowledge questions, we can take a minute and break something down for you that maybe you've always wondered about or something that you've been confused about, and it's at no problem to us. We have two very knowledgeable guys in our chat with us that are great gymnasts, and then you have Kenan and I as well who, work on the show 9 to 5, probably more than that at this point. And, we're always here for anything that you need to know or anything that you want to know.
Looking at the chat, at the Twitch chat, how do you guys feel about Washington's team this year? Uh, I have not checked out Washington's team yet. Isaac, have you?
We're looking to do a little bit more on the terms of like schools that are outside of the NCAA. It gets a little bit tough because we do so much coverage. We're trying to cover everybody, and just the two of us. We've streamlined a lot of our options, but we're working on it. Actually, we're trying to get involved more and more and more with non-NCAA teams, not just viewing them, but also streaming them and talking about them on shows and getting interviews with them. So if you are an athlete that isn't in an not in an NCAA team, hit us up. We'd love to talk to you, get an interview going, and then get the word out. We want to get the word out more and more about teams that are outside of the NCAA as well. So first up on Pommel Horse for William and Mary, we have
Aiden Coy.
Aiden Coy.
Yeah, so we actually just saw him on floor. He is a sophomore. David Watkins had some very good remarks to say from him. And he's swinging really clean. He's not having too much variation in his body, which is a good thing on Palm Horse. It's definitely what you want to see. And he just flew up in that dismount, which is definitely a good thing. So in a Palm Horse dismount, typical Palm Horse dismount, you want to show zero strength and all swing. A lot of times on Palm Horse, you see when people get tired, they press their dismount up. That is a 3/10 deduction. But Aiden, who is a pro at that dismount, at least at the end of that routine, swung up completely in that dismount. I'm not going to take any strength deduction for that. So great job from him.
Yeah, anytime you see a dismount and you see their legs go up and then down, that's automatically a 3/10 deduction. Also, too, Pommel Horse is one of those events where if you see somebody fall off, it's probably going to be a bad rotation. Like David had said earlier, if you hit horse, usually that momentum will carry you all the way through the competition. So this is a really big turning point, especially for these Stanford guys that are putting up 5 guys. So this is Matt Zott.
Yeah, Riley, how do you say that last name? S-Z-O-T, Zott?
Yeah, I didn't know until last year. It's Zott.
Zott. Well,
Yeah.
Zott, Mr. Zott here is doing a great routine. Nice little travel across there. Nice flare Magyar there. And going to see a push-up right into a handstand. See what Cannon was talking about there. See how his feet didn't drop. They stayed up. He was able to push all the way up, rotate through the handstand, and then get that D-dismount. Good stuff from Mr. Zott. Right here, we just see one of the William and Mary guys. It looks like he's warming up before his routine. The next guy up for William and Mary, this will be Malcolm Baytop. And I apologize if you see me squinting in the camera. I have terrible eyes, and we have our screens pretty far away. So,
Yeah. So I actually missed a question in the Twitch chat, so sorry about that. Just going back for Ernie 1978. What's the point deduction for stepping out on the floor? It varies. It's 1/10 for 1 foot out and 3/10 for both feet out. But I won't go into detail about that because I did miss a question, so I'm sorry about that. Here it goes. Here comes Malcolm. So freshman from William and Mary over here, if I believe, right? DY, do you know anything about Malcolm?
I know that he's a very hard worker. Tends to be a little bit on the quieter side, but a really great guy, a really hard worker. Pommel Horse is one of his favorite events, and he can really swing it as you're seeing now. So, one thing I think this is William and Mary's first competition, so you might see a little bit of the jitters here early on, but I think later on you'll see some of the William and Mary guys and probably the Stanford guys too really settle into their routines and really start showing off some good gymnastics here.
Yeah, so that's definitely important to mention that this is Stanford and William Mary's first showing for both teams. So just some normal first meet jitters. We can expect to see that. Just a little bit of form breaks here or there, just like first meet jitters is all normal and will be worked out. Malcolm had a really good routine. He had a very good body position throughout his routine, and he had a little bit of leg separation and toe separation in most of his circles. But I suspect that he doesn't really practice like that. It's probably just first meet jitter. So I would not worry about that, William Mary fans. He's going to be all right. But next up, we have Brandon Nguyen again on the pommel horse.
That's my man right there, man. I taught him everything he knows on pommel horse.
Yeah.
Every single thing, everything. When he was a kid, I used to sit him down, and I'd say, Brandon, this is how you're supposed to swing. I know everything, and he'd just eat it up. And then before I knew it, he was 20 times better than me on every single event. So
yeah, yeah. I think he'd learn a little bit more from Riley.
I think so too.
But here he goes. He's actually not really a pommel horse guy, if I remember.
His horse is all right. Brandon, a lot of guys that come out of the gym that he's from a JO gym called Elevate in California, El Grove, California. Oh, nice dismount from him. But
Clean routine.
very.
Got it done.
A lot of the guys that come out of that gym are really talented horse guys. They may not do the biggest stuff, but they have really good pommel horse coaching in there. I mean, you saw Brandon Nye come out of that gym as well. He was from our gym. He was a NCAA champion on pommel horse. There's something about what Ron Howard, he's the head coach there, that he's doing that's helping these guys do good stuff. David, do you want to say anything about kind of the state of these scores right now on William and Mary? Do you think that they're going to be able to claw back up on this? It looks like they're about a point deficit here going into this routine.
I think William and Mary's pommel horse has really improved over the past couple of years and maintained some of their difficulty and their execution. So I think it's very possible that they could claw back with these routines with a few more hit sets. I think it's definitely possible. They've got some really good routines coming up here from Christian Gulata and Cutter and Colin. So I think it's definitely possible for sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Gulata has a pretty nice routine. I keep mentioning it, but I don't want to sound like a broken record, but William Mary has really good body position on these routines.
They do. They swing really nice, and it looks nice too.
Yeah, what's up, Akash Modi? What's going on, man? Fanny Pack 63. Yes, I can see this question. What's going on with Stanford with the guys being back? So they just got back into their gym. Just a quick recap. They got back into their gym last week. Some of the guys that are going to Winter Cup are not going to be competing today, such as Riley, who is joined with us today. Yeah, I think they are going back to campus, right?
Yeah, we'll be going back to campus March 1st, which is basically the day after Winter Cup ends. So we will have to do a 10-day quarantine, though, so we might not be in action right away.
All right, good. Can you just switch to the multi-stream chat?
Yep. Doesn't look like it's coming.
All right, I'll just keep it here then. I'll have to just chat.
Works.
For the viewers that are watching on Twitch, I have to look at the chat on my laptop. It is a slightly easier, so Isaac can see the questions as well. If you guys have questions for Isaac, to go onto YouTube and view the stream that way. But if not, it's fine. I'm going to catch your question whenever I catch it. Is Andrew Bittner okay? So maybe Riley can give us a little update on him as he just figures out a little bit more information. But I know he was in the back corner, in the back right side. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like Bittner is not going to be competing horse. It looks like he was icing his knee. Hopefully everything's okay structurally in his knee, but I'm not sure if Stanford will be able to have a full lineup on every event now because he was planning on doing all around today.
Huh.
Oh, no.
Well, here goes Cutter Fugit, I believe. His dad was actually in the chat. He had a lot of supporters here, so let's give it up for Cutter right here. Good gymnast coming out of 5280. He is a junior, if I am not mistaken, or a senior on the team here. And he's had some pretty good body position as well. Very nice fast. He had a little bit of strength getting up into that dismount, but it was a really good routine from him. David?
Yeah, Cutter recently had a shoulder injury, and that kept him out for a little bit. So it's really great to see him back and stronger than ever on floor and pommel horse. So it's really good to see a nice routine on both of those events from him.
Yeah. I always want to see when people are doing good. Thank you guys for following on Twitch. Yeah, that's your boy. Yeah. It's Vitaly Kondratov. I feel like that is a coach from 5280, if I am not mistaken. Anyway, we're going to be kicking it over to Zach Martin from Stanford. Obviously had to drop Andrew Bittner's score. He'll be icing his knee and making sure that he's healthy rather than making sure that they go out there and get the win.
Yeah, I mean, that's what matters, athlete safety before anything. But this is another athlete that I actually grew up with. This is Zach Martin right here, putting it down on pommel horse. Zach is a very, very, very talented gymnast. Just a little bit mess up there on the dismount. You want to make that pirouette all the way around. Look like he's shaking his wrist. Hopefully he's all right. But Zach's a great kid. I grew up with him. Same gym. Elevate is what it's called in California. Elk Grove, California. Elevate. Shout out to Ron Howard. Really great. They have a great program over there. If you're a parent and you're looking and you're thinking like in the California area and you want to find a good gym, I highly, highly, highly recommend Elevate. Ron Howard does a great job with the kids over there, and Rick as well. Rick does an amazing job, especially with the younger guys. They have a great program set up over there. Owner, Debbie, her name is Debbie. Excuse me, I cannot remember her last name off the top of my head right now, but great gym, great people. I personally, my favorite gym in the California area. Riley might have something to say a little bit different because he is from Technique Gymnastics, which is up the way on the other side of town in Sacramento. But we're ride or die for JO gyms here.
Yeah, both great gyms. Love both coaches there. John Lucas at Technique and Ron at Elevate.
Oh man, John. How's John doing? Good?
John's doing well, yeah. He's the head coach of NorCal United, which is a gym act program.
Yeah.
So
nice.
He's very busy.
So here we got Colin Lee. Oh, unfortunate fall coming out from him.
Colin Lilly is a very clean gymnast. A little bit uncharacteristic to see him fall there. So it's all right. Just first meet jitters. Let's hope that he gets up there and finishes a good routine. Pommel horse is strictly about staying on the event for most guys. When you're a little bit more advanced on pommel horse and you're willing to challenge those bigger skills, you're trying to stay clean. But for most guys, it's just about staying on and getting a score.
Exactly. Looks like he's going to finish up here. And press up into a dismount. Nice save. Stayed on the horse. That's what you want to do. You don't want to take another fall right before the dismount. That's so good work. Good work from him on that.
Yeah, he was struggling just a little bit, but always nice to see when someone finishes up. We got a lot of people in this chat. Let's see, Michael Moran. We had him on an interview from last week from gymnast at Minnesota.
Great guy, Mike. Thanks for being with us, Mike.
We had Lazarus Barnhill, ex-OU gymnast, Vitaly, gymnast at OU, Jacopo, who we're going to who is going to come on here and cast with us actually shortly. So get excited for that.
Yeah, come rotation 4, we're swapping our guys. David and Riley are going to leave, and we're going to have another Stanford alum come in, as well as Jacopo from William & Mary.
Yeah. Looking at Blake's son. Is there anything that you want to tell me about Blake's son, Riley? I know he is a very proficient gymnast on P-bars, a P-bars All-American, and well-deserved. He's actually pushing national champions on this. But pommel horse is not an event that he's really known for. Is there anything you want to say, Riley, about your teammate Blake's son?
Yeah, as you can see, his circle's super open. He has a great toe point. Everything about his gymnastics is just pretty to watch.
Wow.
And it looks like he's working through this set. He's our team captain this year, so expect
Nice
some
push.
good hit sets from him this year.
Just a little bit on landing on the wrong side of the dismount, but that's all right. Once again, it's just their first meet. It's a good thing if they just need to get a baseline of routines right now. Just get routine after routine in and see where they're at. Sadly for them, they're not going to be competing with their whole lineup, with their whole roster, just due to the nature of Winter Cup. But this is going to be a good baseline to see where some of the guys are, just like an inner squad would be.
Yeah.
Ernie says Colin Lilly is recovering from a shoulder injury. That may be what happened on Palm Wars. So yeah, shoulder injuries can definitely affect you on Palm Wars. They could affect
They affect everything.
the way that
Not
you
just
push
horse.
down on the horse.
Everything.
Yeah.
A shoulder injury will do you bad on any event, anytime. So it's good for him that he's still able to do some stuff. This is Christian Marshy for William & Mary.
Christian March was actually my what is it when someone takes you on a trip with a school on a recruiting trip?
I'm not sure.
Your host.
your
My
host.
recruiting trip host, Christian March, very good guy, very nice guy, big into anime.
Big anime guy, huh?
Yeah, pretty cool. He actually has all 6 events tattooed on his back.
That's pretty cool.
So he's serious about gymnastics.
Well, you can see from that set, he's definitely serious about what he's working.
Yeah, very nice set from Christian. And we're going to have the last guy from William & Mary go. 7th man up, the all-around score. Here comes Andrew Lebowski. Andrew is a very good gymnast, a very nice guy. Came on a recruiting trip to Penn State. If I'm not mistaken, he is a computer programmer. So smart guy. A bunch of smart gymnasts go to William & Mary because it is an extremely smart academic school, along with Stanford as well. David, is something that you want to say about Andrew Lebowski as a person?
Yeah, Andrew Lubofsky is a great guy, and he's got a great sense of humor. When I was on the team with Andrew, for those of you who don't know who are listening, I was a member of the class of 2019. So I graduated about a year and a half ago, but I did get to spend some time on the team with Andrew. And he's doing the all around, but he spends a lot of time on high bar. And then our facility, the ring set, is right next to the high bar set. And so, in between sets or turns, we would always be joking around up there. And then when we were taking our turns, we were always pushing each other to do better and execute higher difficulty and all those sorts of things. So, Andrew's a great guy, hard worker, good sense of humor, and a really good presence in the gym.
Yeah, you gotta love that when 2 teammates are pushing each other to do better.
There's nothing better than that.
There's always gonna be another opportunity to push each other. I know me and Isaac, we used to push each other on these ring dismounts. We used to get into heated arguments, we'll call that, about Isaac's rings dismount, because I thought it could be better at the least.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time. I would say that was more in the beginning of my senior year. Towards the end, I think I figured it out with the help of Cannon. Cannon helped me a lot, and I feel like I helped Cannon on a lot of other stuff, but he definitely helped me on my dismount.
Iron sharpens iron. So it's always good to see when 2 teammates are helping each other out. But here he goes. As David mentioned, he is a high bar guy. You're going to see some high flying releases from him, assuming he is competing high bar. That was a pretty basic palm routine. He maybe had 5, 6, 7 skills. But what's important is he did exactly what you're supposed to do on Palm Wars.
Yeah.
He got up there and he got it done.
He got
No
up there and he
falls.
stayed on. That's what's important.
Yeah. So he's gonna expect a pretty low score in general, but he's just doing it for an all-around score, so not too concerned about that. As we're heading into our third rotation, we want to remind you that there is a donation link down below if you do choose to support us. We are trying to help save men's gymnastics and collegiate gymnastics in general, and we are doing this full time, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a week, or 40 hours a week, or whatever, and it would mean a lot to us if you guys would choose to support. Also, let's get some engagement in the chat. Who do you guys have taking the dub in this meet? Right now, William & Mary is ahead by 9 points, so it's going to be something for Stanford to climb out of this hole, especially knowing that Andrew Bittner will be scratching the meet.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Andrew and also unfortunate for Stanford. I'm not sure if they have anybody else to put up. Riley, do you know if was he doing all around today, or can there be somebody in there to replace him?
Yeah, so they were relying on him to do all around today. So basically, there will not be 5 guys on each event now. So the team score will drop significantly, and it looks like William and Mary will get a historic win here today.
Whoa, historic.
I don't think. I'd say in recent times. Now, if we go back a couple of more years, that might not be the case. But, given how dominant Stanford has been for the time, I'd say it's definitely getting up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's get some engagement in the chat. Who do you guys got? Who are you guys here for? What brought you guys to the live stream? I know the Fugits were here. Uncles and cousins were all watching him. But what brought you guys to the live stream? I see some of the OU gymnasts in here, probably checking out their competition, Stanford. That's interesting to see. That's a rivalry right there. OU Stanford. Always checking out the competition. We had some Minnesota gymnasts, some Penn State gymnasts in here. But how are you guys doing today? It's a Wednesday. It's middle of the week. Heading into the latter half of the week. I hope everybody's having a good day and having a good week. And hope everyone has a good rest of the week as we're going to head into the first gymnast for William & Mary. It's going to be Zane Petrus.
Yeah, these will update in a minute.
Yeah. Just taking some extra time, getting ready, waiting for the judges to finish judging some scores and getting some technical stuff up on the virtuous side and on the other side.
Yeah, if I could just say something about Zane real quick. I remember the first year Zane came on the team. We were working on rings together. I was a ring specialist, so I was always by the ring tower. And I remember Zane being on rings, and he had a decent collection of skills, but he had some work to do. And by the time it came time for me to graduate a couple years down the road, he had really improved his overall ring strength and his performance on that event. And I think that's just a testament to all of the hard work that he's put in on rings and across the board. So yeah, just a lot of improvement over the past couple of years for him on the still rings.
Yeah, so always good to hear about hard work stories. Especially I love hearing those stories where you're like, Zane, he did this every single day until he finally got this, and I know he's really excited to show it off for you guys. Or like, hey, he worked really hard. Those to me are always some of the best stories. Just because it means a lot to the gymnast, what they're doing and the effort that they put in.
That's interesting. You don't normally see a guy go from handstand and lower down into inverted hang like that.
Yeah, DY, can you talk about the training on the rings? Because I know a lot of teams have different philosophies and strategies for how they should train their gymnasts for rings. So, what was it like during your time?
Right. So the most important thing for me and everyone else is finding a good balance with your strength work and your swing work, especially with the strength work, because with strength work on rings and conditioning, you run the risk of injury if you push it
Nice
too
dismount.
far. So we would drill strength 3+ times a week, but making sure to maintain that balance between strength and swing, and also just emphasizing all of the little details on rings. Locked arms on giants, rings turned out, just getting rid of those nit.
Well, there goes David for a second. Well, yeah, the nature of the stuff that we're doing is over the internet, so there are sometimes some of these little examples where people just cut out sometimes. Don't worry, he's going to be coming back, and he's going to be commentating for the rest of this event before Jacopo steps on. I believe he'll step on vault, PR's high bar.
Yeah. Also, David has a ton of ring knowledge. He was a really great ringman. Same thing with Riley. They're both very talented on the still rings. This is Christopher Osgood.
So Riley, why is the team competing over the pits? Because I'd imagine that isn't allowed.
I think it might be a safety thing. Given that they've already had one injury, and the fact that they have to do another routine after this, or another meet this weekend. They're putting more guys up this weekend.
So William Mary allowed. All right. Well, I guess Riley accidentally left the chat as well. So when Riley gets back, he could tell us more about that. But that's just weird to me that these guys are not competing on the tower rings that are directly in front of them.
Yeah, that is a little weird. I really feel like it's due to Andrew going down. And I would think their coach is just in a mode where he's like, look, we're not taking any more risks today. That's the end of it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Does Stanford know that there is no draft lottery? I have no idea what that means. Maybe Riley can say something about that, but I have no idea what that means.
Maybe it means something about how we can't draft another player when one goes down or something.
Oh,
All right.
man, that does suck, because this meet was slated to be pretty close given the lineups, and then now to be at this situation where, unfortunately, Andrew's going to be out. I mean, it's a bit of a bummer.
Well, hold on. They got 5 scores on rings, so don't count them out yet. Anything could happen.
You know what? I don't know if they... Actually, I think for the rest of the meet, they might actually have 6 guys up on the rest of their events. It might have just been floor and pommel horse that only had 5. So we'll have to see coming into vault here if they're going to be able to put 5 guys up.
Yeah, we'll see. Here's Jordan Kula from William Mary. Nice Yamawaki, straight arms going through both. Pretty nice flange right there. Real nice and flat.
Yeah, you want to get those holds for 2 seconds on everything. Your L hold, your press. And if you're a JO kid, that's something that a lot of coaches are looking for, is make sure that you get those holds in minimum 2 seconds. Same thing on your handstands. You got to make sure you hold those handstands. Rings turned out. You can see his rings are turned in. You want to have those out. Right up to a swing through, and then a tucked half in, half out. Pretty big step there, but pretty good.
Cindy says that you're on the background. That Maltese that you saw in the background, the photo. You go back to it for a second.
Oh, really? He's on the...
Yeah, that's a pretty nice Maltese.
Oh, is that him right there?
Just a little shameless plug.
That's me.
That's pretty cool, man.
That was a gift from one of my good friends, Griffin Antle, who was a prolific pommel horse. Yeah, he gifted that to me my senior year, and I'm thankful to have it hanging up in Williamsburg Gymnastics. It was a fantastic gift.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I feel like it inspires other athletes that are there to, push harder, because it's like, look at what David did. Look what he was able to do. It gives them something to strive for every day when they're working in the gym. I love that.
Yeah. This quick little score update. Zane Petrus put up a 12.6, and Chris Osgood put up a 12.1. That was from William and Mary first up, and Stanford next.
So we got Brandon Nguyen here. Like I've talked about it many a times, my JO teammate. I see a nice kip cross there. Goes into an inlocate. Looks like a pike yam. Into a tuck yamawaki. To a back up rise L. You're probably going to see a press, and then 2 giants and a dismount. That's usually the the rings 1-2, as we talk about on the show all the time.
Yeah.
I see David nodding his head. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Goes right up into another giant. You probably see a front giant here. Excuse me, a swing through. And tuck tap and half out. Nice. Good stuff from Brandon.
Yeah, so how has it been trying to interact with the freshmen that have been coming to Stanford, As you guys haven't been in the gym together this entire time, is there like people that you guys haven't met or talked to, or what has Stanford men's gymnastics been trying to do to try to keep the team together?
Yeah, so we have team meetings over Zoom, obviously, and we only have 3 freshmen this year: Colt Walker, Brandon Nguyen, and Jeremy Bischoff. And they actually have come to Elevate and trained with me, so it's been good seeing what they're up to. And yeah, we've been staying in touch too. We're a pretty close team.
Good. Yeah, I know a lot of teams did those team meetings over Zoom. We did them weekly, which was a lot, to say the least. But
you got to stay in contact. Speaking of contact, we got Brandon Nye in the chat. Hey, bud, how's it going? Also, we got Ambert Young. Yeah, Ambert is the creator of Vertius, and we work with him. He's a really great guy. Ambert, we appreciate everything that you do. Brandon as well. He also streams. He does a really great job. Love Brandon, one of my old teammates as well. So moving into the next routine here, we got Aiden Coy.
Yeah, really clean gymnastics. Look for all the holds to be 2 seconds, and judges are pretty big sticklers, especially on rings, about the holds. So be very, whenever they stop moving, that position that they stop moving in, 1, 2, 3. A lot of times you tell gymnasts to count to 3 seconds, because when you're up there, 2 seconds can actually feel like 13 seconds. It's actually insane. Especially when you're doing a hard strength move like a back up rise Maltese. Every second counts.
Yeah, Riley, something that we had talked about earlier that we wanted to throw to you. Why are they doing this over the pit right now? Is that a commonplace thing?
It's basically just because they got back in the gym Friday after an 11-day quarantine, so they've only been training for about 5 days.
Okay.
And I think Tom's just making sure they're safe.
All right. That was kind of what I figured, but Cannon over here was like, no. Why don't we ask Riley himself? So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I was like, that does not seem allowed.
It does feel a little weird to have an actual NCAA sanctioned event and then be on a pit in the mat.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing if the gym that you're competing in physically does not have it. Like some I used to have gym meets at my home gym, and we didn't have a vault on hard. We had a vault into a pit, but we could make it like a hard landing, and they allowed us to run meets like that. But that was only because we didn't have another vault.
Yeah, no other option.
Yeah, but
I think we saw Arizona do that last week as well.
Yeah, I didn't want to call them out, but yeah, they did that as well. And it's like the ring tower's right there. It is actually right there.
It's in the frame. It's in the shot, yeah. Like, it could be a little bit more slick about it, and at least try to hide it.
They're like hopping up on P-bars.
Swinging the ring around.
Get the ring. I'm going to just stop myself, and I'm going to get this routine right here. Like,
yeah.
Andrew Bittner will probably receive a 0. So expect this to be Matthew Zott from Stanford.
I'm not exactly sure. Oh, the stream froze.
Yeah, they're not going. It's Stanford.
Okay. Looks like we're just having a little bit of problem with our Verdia stream, but it's re-uploaded. There we go. This should be Amir Pastel. I don't think
Yes,
this is a routine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think this is a one touch.
Yeah, it's a one touch.
Wow, that is so odd. Why did?
I think because Bittner was down, they're just keeping the same rotation. So since Bittner's not there, they're just going to have two William and Mary guys go back to back.
All right. Well, next up from William Mary is Amir Pastel. So, David, how have you been trying to stay in contact with the team or keep up with William and Mary men's gymnastics in your year and a half off?
You know, I've been lucky to maintain a lot of close relationships with some of the guys on the team, and we have various threads where we can all, you know, kind of hang out with each other and talk and discuss what's going on in all of our lives. You know, as you know, we can't currently physically be together, but just keeping in touch any chance that I get, dropping the occasional phone call, that really helps me to stay in touch. Yeah.
Yeah. Amir is rocking it. He's a freshman there, from Region 7, from Maryland, if I believe. And I am rocking with his hair right now. I'm actually trying to do the same thing. That's why. But yeah.
Nice dismount.
Yeah, really nice dismount. Very nice routine. From a freshman, too, later up in lineup. Really nice. Short, stocky gymnast right there.
That's what most ring guys look like.
Yeah. So it's going to be nice to see Amir stepping into his senior strength. I call that senior strength just like as you go up the ranks in collegiate gymnastics, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, when you start getting some of that big boy strength, when you start seeing those Malteses, the Zarians, the push-outs, all that type of stuff. Yeah, he is from Jim Strata. Yeah. All right, my bad. Jim Strata, he's from Virginia. My mistake. I just remember always seeing him at Sportsplex, which is in Maryland.
Looks like next up we got Matt Zott. Riley, you want to say anything about your teammate Matt Zott's rings before he goes?
Yeah, this dude is very strong. I don't know if he'll be doing it today, but he's able to do Azarian Maltese, which is a F value, but he might be playing it safe today, but he's just very strong in the Maltese position. Hoping to see his big dismount today too, but we'll see.
What is his big dismount?
His big dismount's just the full in, half out, which is D, but he might be doing the half in, half out today.
Well, now I'm excited. I hear Zarian Malt, and I'm like, oh,
Very
shoot.
nice Maltese position there. We held that for a good 2 seconds. That's what you want. Pike yam, tuck yam, back upright, straddle plunge. Nice back upright straddle plunge. You don't want to see any movement there. You held it for 2 seconds. Goes back into an L hold. Then we'll probably see the rings 1-2 here. The press handstand, 2 giants, and a dismount.
Bow, bow.
It's just constant. It's every single guy does it. It's just the way routines are constructed now, given the current code of points.
He's not even going to do the second giant,
No.
actually.
And the C dismount, like Riley was talking about. So, clean set from him for sure. Landed in the pit. So,
I mean, I've been hearing a big emphasis from Riley and just looking at it, an emphasis on just staying healthy for this meet. And they're doing a lot of things over the pit. Not a lot of upgrades that we're talking about. I guess Tom is really focused on making sure that everybody's good towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Which is the sign of a good head coach.
And that's what's important. One meet is one meet. But NCAA is the banner. You don't get a banner up for the first meet of the season. So.
Yeah.
But I'm sure William and Mary right now, they're on cloud 9.
Yeah.
They're about to get their dub over Stanford.
Here is Alexander Kuzmanshuk. I think he comes from a gym called Paragon in Maryland. Teammates with other NCAA gymnasts, Deron Lutchman from Navy and Donovan Hewitt from Ohio State. Some of his teammates. Very good gymnast in high school. Very clean, very controlled, and just overall really nice guy. And he's rocking this set too. So
yeah, great handstand position there. That's exactly what you want to see. Rings turned out. Don't want to bend your arms up on the way on that giant, but still a great position on his handstand. And then a front full stuck dismount. Yeah, there you go, man. I think so far that might be the best routine we've seen all day.
All right, DY, man. People are asking about you in the chat. They want to hear from you. Maybe let's get some questions in the chat for DY and his time at William Mary, or maybe give his 2 cents a little bit. Yeah, it sounds like we got a lot of William Mary fans in the chat. So DY, you're gonna be representing a lot of people here. So careful what you say. Yeah. Love him. We have the best freshman this year. Yeah. He's definitely a great guy. Definitely a great guy. Here we're going to be looking at Trevor DiGirolamo. Sorry if I butchered that last name.
That's why we got Riley here. Riley, how do you say that guy's last name?
I'm pretty sure it's DiGirolamo.
Wow. Oh, wow. That was a lot.
Yeah, there's no way I would have got that.
He's actually from Apollo, a gym in Virginia. Coached under Jason Furr, Olympic prospect. Sadly got injured, but
wow.
His coach is very good. Trevor is a ring specialist, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he only does rings.
Really good backup rise. Plange there. Do a nice pike Yamawaki into nice tuck. Into a backup rise L. You guys do really good yams over at Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone but me.
You'll get there. Just takes time.
It looks like he's doing a downgraded set, because I know Trevor does more than one Maltese in this routine.
And I just saw one planche.
Yeah,
so they really are watering it down.
Making sure that they're staying clean. Oh, with the double-double, though.
Double-double.
That was nice.
Landed short, though.
Yeah, it's all right. It's good to see the ring specialists putting up big dismounts, because ring specialists...
Yeah, we usually do C's.
Do not put up big dismounts.
Never. Most guys either do a C, and then if you're lucky, maybe your senior year, you could put down a D. David, you want to speak to that?
What was the question? Sorry.
It's all right. Basically, you were just talking about ring specialists and their dismounts. Do you want to go over some of the dismounts you used to do?
Yeah, so, for the longest time, I only competed a double back, which, generally we don't like that's not usually acceptable. So, the dismount was, I had the strength and some of the swings, so the dismount was the highest priority. So luckily I was able to upgrade that to a double layout. And so, at least having a C value dismount is a necessity. And anything higher is, fantastic.
Yeah. DY, we got a question for you in the chat. What can people do to help support the William and Mary program financially and otherwise?
Yeah, so we actually have a link to support William and Mary Gymnastics. It's called the Friends of William and Mary Gymnastics.kindful.com. So if you go there, you can choose to donate whatever amount that you would like. And any financial support for William and Mary Gymnastics is very, very helpful, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
If you have time, can you put the link in the chat? You could put it in the
yes.
Zoom chat, or you could put it in the YouTube chat, just so all the viewers, they have a chance. If they choose and they want to donate and help support the program, they can do that as well.
Yeah.
There's that double layout that David was just talking about coming out from Christian. Really good set, a lot of good strength. Did a backup rise straight body planche, lower into a Maltese, and some good swing work as well from him. So, taking after David there. Got a little pupil.
Also in the chat from Cindy Walker, they can visit the Save Tribe Gymnastics Facebook page to get some more information. So if I could find that real quick on my Facebook, I'll be sure to link it really quickly in the chat if you guys want to have some more information on that. But William and Mary did have some financial struggles this year, where their program was supposed to be discontinued by the school, and they fought really hard, and the gymnastics community really did an amazing, tremendous job in helping get the community back in order. Get William Mary back reinstated. So here they are today. So your support is definitely heard, and it matters a lot. So
Yeah, we need to keep as many programs around as possible, and that's one of the missions of the Gymnastics Network as a whole, is to accomplish that. So we see Zach Martin starting up here, another JO gymnast that I knew. Good strength from him. He was always really good at swinging as well. You're going to see that press handstand here, and then probably the typical rings 1-2. And there goes that giant. Want to keep your arms straight on the giant here, and then comes right through on a swing through and do a tuck tap in half out. So good stuff from Zach. I haven't seen Zach do rings since probably 5 or 6 years ago. So that was kind of a treat. I haven't seen that in a minute.
yeah. I just put the link in the chat to the Facebook group, Safe Tribe Gymnastics, if you guys would like to join. It's a public group, so you guys don't have to join. You guys could just keep going back to it, but it makes more sense to join it. There are currently 606 members, and that'll get you the information that you guys need to help save William and Mary Gymnastics. But as we're rounding it off for you, David, I want to give you one more question. Because I know you're probably a busy guy and you probably have to go somewhere or do something. What's one thing that persuaded you to go to William and Mary? And I've been asking that question for a lot of the teams that I feel that are undercovered, such as Cal and ASU. There's some teams that typically you don't see many guys go to. It's usually like a sleeper school. I just want to know what your experience has been, and something to convince other prospective JO gymnasts to go to that school.
Right. So there were many factors that influenced my decision to go to William Mary. The first one, we have the common slogan, we call ourselves the tribe, right? One tribe, one family. And you can really sense that when you visit campus. And I really felt like I was a part of a family at William and Mary. And that was one of the big factors that went into my decision. Also, the fact that I got to compete gymnastics and be on the team there. And of course, the great academics at William and Mary all influenced my decision to ultimately attend William and Mary Gymnastics. And the experience as a whole, I just, can't speak highly enough about it. Just a fantastic atmosphere, fantastic people, coaches, teammates, etc. Really, really a wonderful decision that I made to attend William and Mary and compete gymnastics for them.
Yeah, those are all really good reasons. We're going to be asking the same from Jacopo. I don't necessarily think we need to hear it from Riley or Bailey Perez, just because everyone knows why we choose to go to Stanford. They have great gymnastics. They have great athletics. It's in California. It's the best of everything, really.
But there are other options out there, and getting the word out, like we've been talking about, is really important, because I didn't even know. When I was getting recruited for JO Gymnastics, I had no idea that William and Mary even existed. So I feel like if getting a voice to these guys that are alum that can talk about how great their experience is It can allow and open the door for maybe some guys that aren't thinking about going to Stanford or, OU, that want an opportunity to be able to go and compete and get a great education at the same time.
Yeah. So just as we're going to have to say goodbye to D-Watt and to Riley as their time with us casting is done. So I want to say thank you for that in the chat. But before then, so you guys can ask your last questions for those guys. I'll be doing a quick score update for all the William & Mary guys. First, we have Zane has a 12.6, Jordan Kula 11.3, Aiden Coy 11.7, Amir Pastel 11.1, Alex Kuzmanshuk 12.6, Christian March 12.9, and Andrew Lebowski 11.6. As for Stanford, we have Chris Osgood 12.1, Brandon Nguyen 12.6, Matthew Zott 12.65, Trevor D 12.1, and Zach Martin 12.05. So anything you guys would like to say before you guys step off and we're joined by two new guest commentators?
I just wanted to give a shout out to the Gymnastics Network, which is you guys. Thank you for letting me come on, and thanks for all you're doing. It's really cool getting the word out about men's gymnastics to the public. So yeah, I just want to thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. And D-Watt, round us off, man.
Yeah, similarly to Riley, I just wanted to say thank y'all for everything that you're doing, and I know everyone really appreciates the work. And go Tribe.
Yeah.
Go Tribe. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming on. It was awesome. So as we move into rotation 4, we're going to bring on Bailey, Perez, and Jacopo. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves, kind of give a minute and maybe highlight some of your accolades and when you graduated?
Yeah, definitely. I guess I can start. I'm not sure if they can see me, but this is Bailey Perez. I'm a Stanford alum. I graduated last year, so 2020. Yeah, it's about, I guess, a general summary of me. I guess my events I focused on were floor vault, parallel bars, and high bar, and then going into senior year, mostly just floor vault and high bar.
All right, nice. All right, Jacopo.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Jacopo. Like Bailey, I'm also an alum. I graduated a year before him, so 2019, and I used to do pommel horse and rings back in the day. Excited to see how William & Mary did on pommel horse and rings today. Seemed like pretty strong showings given the first meet of the season, and I'm psyched to see what's coming up next.
I mean, they're smacking Stanford right now, so that's always something good to see for the William & Mary fans. That was just Ian Creelman from William & Mary. Did a pretty nice double full, but forgot to mention there is a donation link down below in the bio if you guys do choose to support the Gymnastics Network. We are doing this full time, and everything counts. We're out here trying to save men's gymnastics, so yeah, that's just about it. So Andrew Bittner is still in the vault lineup, and Bailey, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but he did go down with some sort of knee contusion. I was watching them do their standard ACL MCL test on his knee, and it looked okay, but I can't really tell from the angle that the camera was at. And
yeah, I was able to tune in, and unfortunately that happened to Bittner. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess he's probably not going to compete the rest of the meet, just given it's early in the season for the Stanford guys, and he is an all-arounder, so I'm sure Tom will be trying to count on him later in the season. It's more important for him to be healthy right now than kind of get through this competition and put out scores for Stanford.
So what is Tom Gleamy's philosophy behind injuries, I guess? Ooh. Or what was your history with injury, or you seen somebody else go through the injury path? How does he handle that?
I think for the most part, my freshman year, our team actually had a ton of injuries. We actually ended up only competing 10 guys at NCAAs, so similar to what happened here today. And for the most part, Tom's going to put our health ahead of whatever injury we might have or however bad they need us to compete, because for example, maybe if you're a sophomore, by continuing to compete, if you pushed it through the season, then you might not be able to be ready for next season. So I think his general philosophy is if something's not right, that take it easy. There's someone that will step up to the plate, and that's a great thing about Stanford is that we have a super deep team. So someone is always ready to step up to the plate and fill in for that guy.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I remember my time at Penn State. It was go, go, go. I mean, my God.
Yep.
But, dang, that was a nice vault right there.
Nice vault from Jordan.
Jordan Kula, man. Give it
Yeah,
up.
that was a beautiful double full. Jordan Cool is one of those guys that worked so hard in the gym, and he came in doing just a full, and over the years he worked past a knee injury, worked past, many injuries, not being on lineup, and it's nice to see him senior year as a captain putting that double full down.
Yeah, I love those hard work stories, and I'm sure he spent a lot of time in the gym doing drills, doing vaults in the pits, doing vaults on mats to learn that double full. So that is something he should be very proud of because it was a really good vault. Well, oh my God, I'm
That's
sorry
what you
I
like
looked
to
away
see.
for a second, but that was a stuck Yurchenko 2.5, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that was about as good as you can get it from Curran. He's a great vault worker as well as P-bars and high bars, so we'll see him in the next couple of events, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think he is a vault All-American actually as well, right?
Yeah, maybe last season, like regular season All-American. But before that, he didn't do 2.5 his freshman year, so he just did double full. But he's super talented at vault, and honestly, if he could twist a little faster, he could probably do a triple because he gets up there.
Yeah, he definitely has one of the best blocks I've ever seen. Excuse me.
And we are cooking through this vault rotation.
That was Aiden Coy. Nice double full.
He's been doing good gymnastics today on
Yeah.
everything that he's been doing.
Yeah, William Mayer fans, you should be very happy that you guys have him for this season and the next two, because he is going to develop into a very overall good gymnast. He's not going to have any gaps in his gymnastics.
Yeah, and one of the big things, especially on vault this year, was it's been a long-standing goal for William and Mary to have all double fulls on the lineup, and every year we've gotten close, but I think this is the first meet that everybody who's competing is going to be competing a double full in vault.
That's awesome, especially as an alum to see your team finally hit a goal that you guys have been watching forever. You got to feel some sense of pride in that. That's got to be amazing.
Yeah, it really is a nice feeling, and beautiful first 3 vaults so far, especially by Aiden right there.
Let's go, Road Tribe. Road Tribe getting hype in the chat. That's what I like to see.
Nice to see the love in the chat. Thank you all.
Yeah, it's a lot of William and Mary fans in here. Where's my Stanford people? Bailey.
I don't know. I'm wondering the same thing.
Yeah, like you weren't tweeting out the link?
I don't have Twitter.
Aw.
Nice vault there from Brandon Nguyen. I believe Brandon is actually a JO champion on vault, so it's pretty cool to see him come out and do a nice 2.5. Stanford just has... Do they have an entire lineup of 15.2 vaults now?
Yeah, they should. Especially with a lot of the guys still missing, that there's probably 7 or 8 2.5s that on the team that I know of. So there's definitely more coming into the lineup once the rest of the team gets back, which is pretty exciting.
Is anybody doing anything higher than a 15.2 this year? Can we expect to see something even bigger?
I haven't checked in with them. I know a couple of them are working triples, but I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for this season. But I'm sure by next season there'll be hopefully 2 or 3 5-6 vaults, which would be amazing.
It's crazy. There's a triple twist on vault when I was growing up. Used to be one of those things that everybody couldn't do.
That was just impossible.
It was like 2.5. It was like, you're definitely going to college. And a triple full was like the golden grail. Like I remember when Matt Wensky was coming up and he was competing a triple, and it was absolutely bonkers. Now I'm like, Colin Wingrove is potentially competing a triple. Matt Cormier I know is working on it.
We saw Gage Dyer do it.
Gage competed it. Matt Wensky can do it. Paul Judah posted him doing a triple on his vault. And then we have Riley, who posted him doing a front handspring 2.5 the other day, which starts at a triple.
Yep.
There's a guy from Illinois, Ethan Boder, that does double front half, which is also the start value of a triple, which is just insane to me that the level of gymnastics just keeps going up. It never changes. It never changes, just never.
It never calms down. It's just gymnasts push the barrier every single generation. You know, I mean, when I was growing up, somebody doing like a double full even felt so crazy to me, and then now it's like commonplace for guys to come out of JOPs, make a team, have a double full, and then within a year they have a 2.5. So I don't know, just that level of gymnastics push every year, it's crazy. And it being an Olympic year, I wonder if Rise Guam from North Korea is going to be competing this year.
He's going to break his ankles again and make his ult. If you guys don't know anything about international gymnastics, Rise Guam is this hefty Korean gymnast who does a front double pike half out and a full twisting double back on the vaults. And it looks like he goes down there, breaks his ankles, tapes up his ankles before he does his second vault again, and goes down there and vaults again on his broken ankles. He vaults 5 times a year and wins every single time.
It's insane.
Yeah, but Gage is working a 3.5. That's insane.
Actually, there's a JO gymnast that's actually competing a 3.5 right now.
Yeah, Asher Huang, I think he goes to Cyprus.
Yeah.
I think he's competed a couple times. It's actually insane.
You Stanford boys gonna pull him? You guys gonna recruit him?
I guess that's up to the team now, but hopefully that'd be a great addition to the team, I'm sure.
Yeah, Asher is a beast.
Yeah, I'd love to see Asher. Asher, if you are here by some... Oh, there's Zach Martin. Nice 2.5. Looks like they're bouncy in that pit. Like we had talked about earlier, Stanford is trying to protect themselves and be a little bit healthier this week, so there's not going to be a lot of hard landings for the rest of the day. But like we were talking about, Asher, if you're here, we'd love to have an interview with you before Winter Cup. We're trying to get more exposure for these JL guys, and you being the leading guy, that would be amazing. So, also too, if there's any other Winter Cup guys that are here that are going to Winter Cup, we want to do a bunch of interviews before leading up into Winter Cup. So, if you want to be a part of that, just DM us on Instagram or send me an email, and we'll get you all set up. So, next up for William and Mary, we got Colin Lilly.
Yeah. Here goes Colin. Yeah, I know he's been doing double twists for a little bit, so yeah, that was a very clean vault for the tribe right there. And they have put up all double fulls. Exactly what Jacopo was talking about. So
yeah, and actually some of those guys have some other tricks in the bag that they're waiting to pull out later on in the season. Like Colin Lilly has a 2.5, and Andrew Lebowski has a hand double front. But especially with those hand double fronts, they can be pretty hard on your back. So I think their plan today was, similar to kind of what you've been talking about. Stay healthy, get the ball rolling and get going.
I was just going to add in real quick just some of the comments I see from Nikolai and Vitaly. I was wondering the same thing. I feel like that was supposed to be, Kern's score was supposed to be a 15.15 because it's hard for me to believe that wasn't better than Brandon and Zach's vault, which they did great vaults, but it wasn't Kern's.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I've been seeing that in the chat, and looking at the score, 14.15 is definitely incorrect. And Tom should be screaming at the top of his lungs at the judges. Oh my God, man. Randy used to get so mad if the scores are wrong. Screaming. That's always funny to watch. But yeah, I mean, a stuck vault, and especially from the Yurchenko entry, is definitely gonna beat a 14.5 from Zach. Um, Regardless of how clean Zach Martin's vault was. Um, Stanford should recruit Aries of Van Phoenix in Canada. Wink. I have no idea who that is. Um, you know, that's a JO gymnast, international guy. Uh, Bailey, you might be able to tell some of your teammates about that. But yeah, my thing is, if you want this person to get recruited to Stanford, make sure you're emailing Tom Gleamy and some of the other guys, or even talking to some of the guys at Stanford to make sure they're getting their name out. Current start was 8/10 too low. Yep, that's why. So he actually got a 14.95. Yeah, I don't. My laptop died, so I had to switch over to Isaac's laptop to be able to see it. So I actually lost the ability to see Virtuous. Oh, haven't pulled it up yet. But as we're going to be switching over to the next event, I want to thank you guys for coming out to enjoy this live stream on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm sure there's a bunch of things that you guys could be doing in the meantime, but you guys chose to come spend it with me and Isaac over here. So that means a lot. We do want to remind you there's a donation link down below. If you guys do choose to support the stream, support us, support men's gymnastics, that donation link is for all of that. Everything. Looks like we got Jacopo and Bailey back. Let's start with Jacopo. What's something that William Mary is thinking about or doing leading into the last two events?
Yeah, so actually, while traditionally this hasn't always been the case, this year High Bar is one of their strongest events, and so they're really looking to finish out the meet strong after a very solid beginning to the meet. So we're gonna see maybe not the complete high flying full bonanza that they have in store, but we're still gonna see some pretty cool tricks, I think, and looking for some hit routines. Really, that's the name of the game at this point, at least.
Yeah. Bailey, how about you guys for the Stanford guys?
Just in regards to the rest of the competition, are you asking?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they should be looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to have a full lineup on any of the events. Just with Bittner out, I'm assuming for P-Bars and High Bar as well. But we can expect pretty good P-Bar sets from Curran and Blake in particular. I know both of them have start values in the mid-16 ranges, but I don't think they're going to be doing that today just because they haven't been able to train as consistent as they would like. But moving forward down the season, P-Bars and High Bars should be two pretty strong events for Stanford.
Question in the chat, is Stanford going light this week? Yes, it appears that they are going light. Riley talked about how they just got into the gym last week, so Tom doesn't want to be pushing injuries and stuff like that. So, light enough. Yep, and there goes our first guy for William Mary.
Yeah, some of the routines are just getting caught to the wayside due to Bittner being out. So the pacing can just get a little bit wonky, but
That was Ian Creelman. And here's Blake Wilson on P-Bars. This is not the Blake Bailey was just talking about. He was talking about Blake's son, who we're going to see later. But don't be mistaken. Blake Wilson is a great gymnast on floor, P-Bars, and High Bar, and anything else that he does. Those are just events that I know him for. But he is a very good gymnast, and I'm excited to see what he got in store for P-Bars. Yeah. Hopefully, we can start seeing some bigger and badder gymnastics. That was a pretty electric vault rotation.
yeah, you don't see a whole team do 2.5s very often.
Yeah.
Normally, I mean, if you've watched any of the Big Ten meets, it's usually two guys go up, they do a double full, usually one Yurchenko, one, the round-off entry, and then one with Kazumatsu. But here, these guys they got so much depth that they don't have their entire team in. They're missing a bunch of guys, and they're still all putting up 2.5s. I think that says bounds about Stanford as a whole.
Yeah, well, don't count out William Mary. This is the first time in Jacopo's career that they were putting up all double fulls as well. So that is both teams have something to be proud about. Stanford putting up 2.5s the whole way through, and William Mary reaching that double full status, and now they're about to start pushing those 2.5s.
That's a big step too, because if you can set that precedent for all the other guys at the gym, they know, when you go to William and Mary from now on, you're doing a double full, and that can help William and Mary a lot, getting people to be able to go back up and do some bigger gymnastics. It's always good. Yeah. So this is Aiden Coy.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened with Blake. They just put him in at a 0, but he never touched the vent, which
a little confusing.
I don't know what happened.
It's a pretty good routine so far. Nice stutz work. A lot of above the bar work. Cannon talks about, a lot of times on P-bars having a balanced routine. And, you can see some below the bar, above the bar work, which I'm sure we'll see. Getting ready for that dismount. Nice double pike stuck. That's what you want to see right there.
Yeah, Jacopo, can you talk about the evolution of William and Mary dismounts? Because I feel like when I was getting recruited, I saw a lot of C dismounts, and now I'm seeing, some of the tribes start pushing these D dismounts to be a little bit more competitive.
Sure, yeah. So it's actually been much like the vault, like a very positive evolution lately. So what used to be a lot of double back tuck dismounts were upgraded to double pikes, and we got some double fronts coming up too. So a lot of C and B dismounts turning into D and E dismounts. That's not only a couple tenths on your score, but also, as you all know, gets you the whole element group of the dismount credit. So really bumps up scores quite a bit. And the fact that the first 2 guys on the lineup are already busting out D dismounts is definitely a positive sign.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what you want to see. The most important thing is that William Mary begins to get more competitive with NCAA. Because right now they are ahead, and it's definitely something to be happy about. As they're beating Stanford right now. Sorry to say that, Bailey, but
it's true.
They're beating Stanford, but typically William Mary isn't super competitive in the NCAA. But I can definitely see an improvement every single year that I've watched William Mary, which is good, because what everybody's goal is, they're trying to do what Navy did. Navy came on here, and they completely revolutionized their program and are now competitive with the Big Ten Conference, or at least they're able to hang in there with the Big Ten Conference, which is a good thing, and William Mary is definitely looking to do that.
I think, Cannon, one of the biggest goals this season for William & Mary is qualifying as a team for the NCAA championship. And so not only are they looking for wins, but they're looking for scores in these dual meets that they're having. So really look for them to try to push through all the way, even if the win isn't in lock, or if the loss is in lock. The important thing is, trying to get those scores to qualify.
Yeah. That is all those double fulls and all the D dismounts. I hope it all pays off for William & Mary and they can qualify for NCAA. That would be historic, actually. Is Stanford looking to put in a full lineup for Saturday? Don't know. It's probably a question for Riley. Oh,
yikes!
So when that happens to gymnasts, it's usually just because their arm buckled a little bit. They swung down a little bit too fast, too hard, or they were a little bit too nervous, and it pushes their shoulders back, but keeps their legs rising up. So they almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. That happens.
Yeah, it's just a swing up, right? And then you're leaning on your post arm back, and then your arm buckles in, and you're gonna fall and hit the bar every time. But I'm sure he's gonna get back up there and finish up a good set.
Maybe not as a team. Yeah, William & Mary does send a lot of guys to NCAA. So if you're a prospective JO looking, do not worry. You will have a chance to go to NCAA as an individual, even if William & Mary does not qualify as an event. But just watching some of these routines here, I don't think you have to worry about that. I think William & Mary is going to start qualifying, actually, because they're putting up pretty good routines here. And definitely something to be proud about, the evolution of their program, just consistently getting better.
That's what you want in a program.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of programs out there in the NCAA where gymnasts talk about them, say that they don't get better, or they get worse, or they stay the same. William & Mary is a program that you will get better.
Exactly.
Okay?
I mean, look at these guys. They're all doing great double pike dismounts. I mean, we had watched, I believe we've watched some other schools where a lot of guys aren't even doing D dismounts on P-bars.
Yeah.
They're just doing double backs.
Yeah. And especially, personally, a lot of these guys are Region 7 guys, which is where I'm from. So I've seen the evolution of their gymnastics, and they're doing some good stuff nowadays. Not that they weren't doing good stuff before, just William & Mary has made them better. And,
and I think a big part of it was last year they really put it together and got a lot of, discipline and grit and hard work, and all that work that they put in last year, where the season was unfortunately brought to a close, is starting to pay off this year, where the routines are starting off much more polished than the typical first meet, much more dismounts. So overall, I've been pretty impressed by what I've seen today.
Yeah. It's the evolution of gymnastics, and also just they had a little bit more time. They had all of March, well, assuming that they were able to get in the gym, March all the way up until now, and go ahead and getting ready for their routine. So they had a lot of time in the off season, and it looks like it paid off for them.
Yeah, I think that off-season time is actually a bit difficult because some people were able to get into gyms and some people weren't. I think they were actually working out only 5 hours a week for most of the fall semester this year. So it's actually nice that in this last month and a half period, they've been able to all be in the gym together, and they're very fortunate that in this difficult time they're able to get cohesive practices going.
Yeah. We mentioned Mike Powell and Bo Morris. They are doing a great job with recruiting. They're very tenacious. That's a good word. Tenacious about recruiting. And
they care about their athletes too. When you get there, it's not a cutthroat situation where you're not going to make the team or something. It's you're there, and they want to develop their athletes and build them into something that they're that they can be proud of, and have the athlete grow while they're there.
Yeah.
We're not exactly sure what's going on with Stanford here.
2 zeros.
2 zeros. So I'm not sure if we're pulling athletes here or if there is a problem with the Verdius side, and we're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
guess for Blake Wilson. I saw his hand was taped up, and he's pretty notorious for ripping his whole palm off.
Oh wow.
Consistently through the year. So I'm gonna guess that's probably what happened, and he normally doesn't. I haven't actually ever seen him do P-bars, so Tom probably figured it wasn't the most essential thing to have him go when he's one of the top hardware guys for Stanford this year. So
Yeah.
Because I did see him standing there waiting to go, and then it just looked like he was prepping the P-bars, and then next thing you know, it was Amir was going, or Aiden, sorry. My mistake. This should be. That's Blake's son actually prepping the P-bars.
Yeah, correct.
On the Stanford side, which makes me think that Curran is either getting the bars prepped for him.
I think so, because they just put a 0 in for Curran, so I think it might just be Blake.
I guess so.
So it looks like Stanford is withdrawing a little bit from the meet and showing their tail to William & Mary. Let the William & Mary boys dog them out.
Well, you know what? Good for them. William & Mary, they deserve a win, and they're putting it down too. I mean, they're doing awesome gymnastics here today. I really like the way their P-bars is constructed. Like Cannon talks about, a lot of the times you want to see above the bar, below the bar, and at the same level of the bar. And these guys have a whole combination of the whole thing. You see giants, you see peaches, you see Diums, you see Stutzes. And, that's what makes a high-caliber P-bar team. So, oh, wow, nice double front, too. Wow, and a stick?
Oh, yeah. Christian Marsh is notorious for sticking those all the time in practice, and it really brings me joy to see when it translates to the meet too.
Practice makes perfect. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. So hopefully we get to see Blake. Last season,
We only saw one Stanford guy.
I know, but last season Blake, off the top of my head, I think he scored a 15.6 on P-bars.
Yeah, something close to that, maybe like 15-4.
Yeah, he had the most
Something like that. It was insane.
the most ridiculously high start value, the most ridiculously high score I'd ever seen on P-bars. I mean, I don't even think I've seen an international score that high.
He has one of the craziest whippets on P-bars. It is so, like, he catches it so far back and just, like, keeps his arms straight the entire time. He's going to do it right here. But even his water down routine, if he's going to do a water down routine, is going to be ridiculously good.
It's a nice whippet.
Yeah, and that's the whippet right there. It's insane.
Nice Healy.
Yeah, you can always count on Blake to put in a nice clean set, whether it's watered down or not. He always makes it look so simple.
Wow,
Peach half, D, D, E, D. See. D.
Wow, I've never seen that.
No, that's an E. D.
I don't even have words for this routine. It's so big.
The lowest skill in his routine was a C skill.
Wow,
Yeah,
and a
that's
stuck
it.
dismount. I think that's the best P-bar routine we've seen all year from any team, from anybody. That was actually insane.
Griffin, you saw that? Yep, he stuck something all right. Yeah, that was a massive set. He's OC.
What
Yeah,
is that?
OC.
What is that skill? It's like a long hang.
It's like a laid out Suarez.
Yeah, laid out Suarez. I've never seen that before.
Yule used to compete it.
Did he?
Yeah, but you get a massive ankle deduction, which Blake's son got on it, which is why people usually opt to do a a D Suarez, the tucked one, because it's easier to get it around. Usually when people do it laid out, it's a automatic 3/10 deduction because of where they end.
Blake's just surfing for that more and more start value. He can already do everything on P-bars. There's nothing left for him else to do, so he's just laying stuff out now. You can see him do a double layout here in the next week or something.
Yeah, games and good music. You like Brandon more than you guys. That's fine. And that's why there's options. So if you choose, we hope that you don't continue talking in the chat just because some people are actually in here trying to have a good time and just learn more about gymnastics and enjoy the commentary. So if you do, just please leave the chat if you like Brandon's more than ours, and go enjoy watching Brandon stream. It's all right. But here's Andrew Laboska on P-bars. D-Watt was saying that he had some pretty big P-bars and high bar sets coming up. This is one of them. And yeah, he's rocking this thing. Yeah, really.
Yeah, I mean
nice
he's definitely got the skills and stuff, and you'll see on high bar too, which is his best event, as he sticks or hops a little bit on that double pike, but solid end to the P-bar rotation for William Mary. And I think this is exactly what the coaches want from the guys.
Yeah. And look at that, another D dismount too. Like all the guys got D dismounts and C dismounts. That's just great to see. And that looks like that's going to be the end of our rotation. Yep, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's the end of our rotation, heading into rotation 6, which is going to be our final rotation. So thank you guys for joining us. We've had a consistent amount of viewers, super high viewers, most viewers that we've ever had. So I know me and I are really thankful for that. And there goes Brandon Nye showing some love in the chat. Love what these guys are doing. The more people get in the sport, the better. Yeah, Brandon's also another commentator. So we want to say thank you to him as well. But there is a donation link in the bio down below if you choose to support us in this 2-minute one touch while we're going to be switching through events. And let's have a good high bar rotation. Sometimes I like to call it the hype bar because you ride off the hype. But last event, Bailey, I want to kick it to you. last event, what does it feel like to be on the team for last event going into a meet like this, or any meet?
Yeah, I guess for any meet it might be a little different than today, but I guess what I would hope for them to take out of today would just to do the set that they're supposed to do and hit it clean. Just because it is maybe a little bit. This meet probably isn't what they were expecting or wanting, but it's still early in the season, so there's plenty of time to get back to what they're capable of doing. So I think the important thing for them today is to kind of finish out high bar with some just hit sets and stuck dismounts. I think that's probably the best thing they can do to keep their confidence up and do what they need to do. But in general, I think going to the last event in a team competition is one of the biggest adrenaline rushes you can have. Luckily, I was fortunate to be on the 2019 team that won the NCAA championship in the last rotation. And so it was quite a roller coaster of ups and downs of feeling like we had it versus we didn't have it. So I think trying to keep the nerves calm are always an important thing in the last event, and make sure not to get ahead of yourself and just do the gymnastics that you know that you're capable or know how to do and what you're capable of.
Yeah, word.
But if I could do it again, I would. Just rule one last time to get that good rush.
Yeah, that last rotation when Stanford won the national title was the last time that teams compete at NCAA. That was an absolutely insane thing to watch. Some meets are just electric to watch in gymnastics, and that was one of them. That was just like, just you couldn't get
Yeah,
away
because it
from
essentially came down to the last routine. There was like us versus OU. I think it was .033 before the last routines from each or last competitors from each team. So it's about as close as it could be.
Wow, that was a dismount, but that was a really good routine. But before we talk about that, it was really crazy to me. On a side note about that, Stanford had to cut a lot of teams this past year because of COVID, and I have a philosophy that if that last guy didn't hit that high bar routine, you guys would have ended up losing the national title that year. And I think you guys winning that national title actually kept the Stanford program alive. So that last guy saved the championship in my eyes, and he also saved the program.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to mention because Stanford is like one of the most like funded schools like in America, and the fact that like so many teams were cut and very successful teams as well. Several of the teams that were cut had been like national championship winning teams. So I do think in a way that winning that championship was a little bit of a saving grace for us. So very fortunate that happened and it played out down the road, but it was more important than we thought it might have been.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we talk about at Penn State, that you never know when it's your last day. So always compete like it's your last.
That's right.
Just some question in the chat. Will you be covering Springfield College versus Cal meet next week? We're gonna have to look at that later. I don't really know what we have on schedule for next week. So just follow the Instagram, follow the YouTube. Just keep an eye out for that. They're tanking for Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Now I see what you mean by the draft stock. Yeah, they're just pulling guys out, just trying to tank. It's like I see a little light on Blake. Yep. All right. Well, let's get into a little bit more gymnastics, just because it is our last rotation and we talked a lot. But Jacopo, real quick before and these next couple guys, can you please explain to the viewers why a prospective JO should go to William & Mary, what advantages it has brought to you, and why it is such a great program?
Sure, I'd love to. So, I mean, there's lots of different advantages, both from the academic and school side, and kind of on the broader side, the gymnastics and the culture. So, from an academic side, it's a very, very good school, and if you're serious about getting a degree and you want to study some field really in depth, it's got some of the best professors you'll ever find. And the fact that you can get these like small class sizes, kind of one-on-one with the professors, is really helpful if you want to establish connections and get going on that end. But more so for the gymnastics, what really drew me to the team was the camaraderie and the unity. And I mean, they're a team outside of the gym as well as inside the gym, and that's really, lifelong friendships, connections. That's the kind of thing I was looking for with college gymnastics, and all these guys together, going for a goal, whether it be NCAA qualification or winning conference. It really gives that college experience that much more meaning, and these are, the people are going to be the best friends for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Well, I hope some of these schools that are undercovered, that's my new term for it. Undercovered. People just don't hear enough about them to make good decisions on why they should and shouldn't go. I hope that helps somebody out there make a good decision. If they choose to go to William Mary, or if they choose to go someplace else, as long as they're making a good decision. But yeah, that high bar routine was absolutely ridiculous. You could definitely find that high bar routine on a Big Ten roster team. That ridiculous.
And from a freshman. I mean, talk about like coming in and making an immediate impact.
Yeah, seriously.
That straight body was so straight, it was like a ruler. Straight body straddle, half and half out dismount, really clean. But it's nice to see Stanford's actually doing routines again. I don't know what happened on
P-bars. Looks like they just said, we're not doing any more gymnastics today. But this is Blake Wilson. We saw him on P-bars as well. Putting down a great set so far. Really good angles from Stanford. That's right what you want to see. You want to see them finish those handstands, finish all those skills in a handstand. And Blake did a really good job of that. Laid out half and half out with a nice stick.
See that Griffin?
This guy is just like putting it down for Stanford. Every time he says stick something, Stanford goes out and sticks something.
Yeah.
Blake Wilson's always been a pretty strong sticker, and he showed it there, which is nice. And he's also capable of doing a couple more releases in that set, so hopefully we'll see those in the coming meets.
Yeah, I remember seeing some stuff on his Instagram about an upgraded routine, or maybe it's Snapchat. I can't remember, but that was really cool to see. And Blake Wilson is extremely good at sticking. Just take a look at any of his Instagram videos. Sam, he has amazing lines and all his practice. His routine was ridiculous.
Not the highest start, but it's so clean. Like really, really, really clean.
Yeah,
William and Mary, it just has really good hands-ons on everything, and their lines look really nice. Like even when we were watching P-bars, they're not doing the biggest stuff in the world, but it's so clean. It looks amazing.
I'm really excited to see what William Mary ends up finishing with in this meet. Because I wonder how competitive their score is going to be to the rest of the Big Ten.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Because we've seen Navy this year. They've been able to bounce back and really get in with these Big Ten schools. So it'd be cool if, William and Mary was right there with them.
Yeah, we were just talking about how they're starting to put up more D dismounts. They have a full rotation of double fulls on vault. And we were just saying that they're going to be trying to push, making it more competitive in the NCAA. I thought that'd happen in a year or two, but maybe it's happening as we speak. Maybe we're just been blind to the fact that William Mary's been going out there routine after routine and just hit after hit after hit. And it's great to see. Look at this.
Nice laid out Tkachev.
That was mean. That was mean.
We saw him on rings earlier too, and now he's just doing good Tkachevs. Want to get that right up to a handstand. That's it.
Oh my, that was mean. That was a mean handstand. If you see that skill where he put his legs through, that is exactly how you want to do that skill. You want to come out exactly like that and shoot to a handstand. That was textbook.
Yeah, and good dismount there too. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, and again, Amir, a freshman. Here we got Sam, Amir, and Alec all one after the other on the high bar lineup. So this year's recruiting class is really, really delivering for the high bar squad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my head coach Mike Powell is helping transform that program 100%. Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah,
I just saw 2 straight body Tkachevs that I honestly would never would have thought I would see. And
Yeah, and those are the
it's
kinds of
crazy.
skills that when I was a gymnast, sometimes would be at the end of lineup if there were any straight body Tkachevs, and now we got the beginning of lineup, we got 2 straight body Tkachevs and some more releases coming up. So it's really they're building off of the work they put in last year and the freshmen's hard work in the fall, and it's nice to see it all coming together.
Yeah, the freshmen are just killing it.
And that's what you want to. You want your freshmen to be able to come in and step up. Because, too, then it inspires the rest of the team.
That is ridiculous. I'm just looking at that jam back again. That is, yeah. If you guys want to watch the stream back, any prospective JL gymnast looking to figure out how to do a jam, go watch Amir. Amir got it down pat.
It was really good. He seems like a really good star player for them, especially on rings and high bar.
Here goes freshman Brandon.
Brandon Nguyen.
Yeah.
Elevate Gymnastics. Old teammate. He was always extremely good at high bar. I don't know if he's going to be doing all his releases today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's
going
cranking
for
up
it.
for a Coven. Yep, there goes that Coleman.
That. He actually has some pretty insane Tkachevs as well. I don't know if he's going to do them. He has a lot of connections. He can do every release in the book, actually.
Yeah, he can.
But that is besides the point.
That was a nice handstand.
Just sticking with the Coleman and a beautiful half and half out dismount. Small hop.
That's the pit for you, man. That's the price you got to pay for dismounting into the pit.
Yeah.
It's like landing on a trampoline.
Well, cleaner team. Yeah, Amir is actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I really like his gymnastics. It's just really strong and really powerful. Like, especially his ring set was really nice, and then his high bar, all those explosive handstands he did. You just don't really see that very often.
Yeah, that's really good to see from Amir. Amir came a long way in his gymnastics, and really good guy. Met his family on multiple occasions. Really good people over there. Definitely supporting him out there. Hopefully they're in the chat. I mean, we could get some Amir Pastel hype train going on. Maybe get a little custom emote. I know Brandon's been talking about the custom emotes. Yeah, we do need a Steven Edorosic Rec Spec emote in the chat.
That would be pretty cool.
Anytime someone rocks out a palm routine, Rec Spec, Rec Specs, Rec Specs. It's going crazy. Well, here is Alexander Kuzmanshuk, who I believe is going to be the last freshman to go for William & Mary. Rounding off the freshman, just overall a really good, I was going to say night, because normally meets or compete at night, but a really good day.
Middle of the day, too.
For the freshmen out here. And they are just smacking Stanford. My God, Bailey. What is going on?
I guess it's hard to say with the circumstances with not too many routines in this season, but hopefully we'll see a nice improvement towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
They got plenty of time. It's early for them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it's supposed to be done.
What is up with their jams over there? They're doing great stuff.
That was lit. Yeah, that was it. But yeah,
Nice Tkachev work, too.
we're just making some jokes. We all know Stanford is easily the top 2 team in the country, and they're just having some issues with COVID right now. So
Nice double layout. Got that stick.
No, it's good to joke around with it, but it's also, I think this is a little bit of a wake up call for them, because the guys competing still have a lot of room for improvement too. So hopefully this kind of gets them going again and excited to start working out together finally. Because I know I'm sure for you guys could attest this too, but trying to work out alone at your home gym is just the worst. Like going home for like winter break, it's like so hard to practice.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what a lot of the guys were doing for most of the time they weren't at school. But luckily, a good group of them, or a big group of them, maybe like 6 of them, got to go down to Cyprus and train together, which was super helpful for a lot of them. So that was shout out to Tom Meadows for actually hosting them for so many months and giving them a place to train together.
yeah, great guy. Question chat: y'all acting all awfully surprised every time William Mary does something good. It's not that. It's that I've mentioned on multiple occasions that William Mary is often an under-covered team. I feel like there's not a lot of media done for William Mary. So honestly, I went into watching this meet with no expectations. So it's not that I'm acting surprised that they're doing good gymnastics. I know that they do have good gymnastics. It's just I don't see many Instagram videos come out of the William Mary guys, so I don't really know what to expect, especially from freshmen as well.
Yeah, it's more to show that William and Mary has high caliber gymnastics, because there is no coverage of William and Mary. The only time that you hear about William and Mary is either when they're actually competing, at least, unless you go to the school. So for us, it's just a way to allow people to recognize, like, hey, there is more going on over at William and Mary. So we just want to bring it to light whenever they do something good, because we know Stanford got good gymnastics. Nobody's ever denying that. And dang, that was a good talk.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil. Their jam work over there is amazing. I think they have the best jam work out of any school I've seen.
Yeah, when I was on team, I probably should have went over there, try to learn my talk there.
Go talk to him. We need to have him on the show. Get a little jam lesson in.
Yeah, Bailey. Anything you want to talk about that skill of talk? I know it's a very difficult skill for a lot of gymnasts, especially to get to handstand. I struggled on it for probably about 5 months before I finally figured it out on how to do it consistently. But William Mary seems to figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess I don't have too much to add. I actually never competed at talk, but I did try to learn it for a little bit. And like you said, it's pretty difficult to get that to handstand. So I've been super impressed by the guys from William and Mary being able to, every single guy I've seen pop it up to handstand, which is great.
Every single guy.
It's everyone.
Actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a forgiving skill on your shoulders either. So you got to look for some shoulder flexibility in the gymnasts that do that skill.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome to see great gymnastics from William Mary. These smaller name schools still got great stuff. Yeah, and that's the point. We want to showcase William Mary's gymnastics because Stanford's gymnastics is always on showcase. So everybody knows these names and what they got to bring. And Curran Phillips is about to do an absolutely amazing routine. I'm positive of. But it's time to let the little guys shine. Let's hear from Amir Pastel. Let's hear from Aiden Coy, Christian Mars, some really
nice
good gymnasts. Yeah.
Yeah, Curran's actually capable of adding a Casina into this set. I've seen him do a Casina and Coleman. Oh,
you see?
Popped that the wrong way.
Everybody can mess up a talk.
Yeah, it's a really easy skill to mess up. Yeah, he repeats it.
See? And even Curran didn't hit a handstand. We're talking so much about how Curran's such a good gymnast. It's just William and Mary is clear that they has put in a lot of time and extra effort in the off season into getting these talks to handstand, and it clearly paid off. So
yeah,
definitely be happy about that.
Good stuff from Stanford too. Their high bar rotation. Looks like they still scratched Andrew, but they put up 4 other guys. Good stuff. They look good.
Yeah. Here's the last routine. Andrew Lebowski. This is your man, Jacopo.
Yeah, this is what I've been talking about. He's had some big routines in the past with a lot of releases, and he's also a guy who I've seen do a Casina in practice, but is definitely not coming up for this routine. I think first meet of the season, you want to try to go for the hit. So you'll see some high flying releases, but hopefully also a clean routine. At least that's what my fingers are crossed for.
He has a lot of the Kovac elements, the Kovac and the Coleman. It's really good. Really good to see.
Yeah, hopefully rounds out this meet that's been pretty solid so far for William Mary in a good fashion, and I think then you can get back to the drawing board and start correcting those little deductions. But overall, pretty happy so far with how the meet has gone.
Yeah, they've done a really great job. I'm really excited to see what their final score is going to be. Like Anna was saying earlier, finding out where these guys stack up in the overall competition compared to Big Ten schools, and looking at their opportunity to get to NCAAs this year, it's going to be interesting because these guys are doing really good stuff.
Just as we're winding off, and this is our last routine of the day, so Me and I just want to say thank you guys for joining us, having a little bit of fun. It's a Wednesday, midday, as we're going to be heading off for Lebowski's routine right here. Insane Gymnastics. There is a donation link down below if you guys choose to support us. And what we're doing, we put a lot of time and effort into these shows and the live streams and the post-game shows. So it means a lot to us. But Andrew was out here killing it. He did a Coleman and he did a Kovac. Both of them perfectly caught on the bar. To a nice quast, which you don't see a lot of guys hit that to hands. And Andrew did pretty well up right there. That was the first jam that William and Mary has missed today. That wasn't exactly the handstand. Still very good.
1 out of 6, though, you know.
Yeah. And nice dismount. A little bit far away from the bar. But that was an absolutely ridiculous set. Yamawakis, Colemans, Kovacs, Quast, jams, a big high-flying dismount. That's exactly what you want from collegiate gymnastics. So, you know.
You know, and that's what it takes, too, to be at that level, at that really, really, really high level that these guys are at. You know, you have to have these things.
Yeah. Winnie and Caitlin, thank you guys for hosting. Yeah. Thank you for coming out. Every single one of you guys is appreciated.
Yeah, this was one of the most fun meets that we've been able to host in a long time. So we really appreciate you being here. And, you know, this is a test run for this weekend, actually. This is our first time casting with multiple people. So we're excited to pull some more stuff out for this weekend. We have a bunch of overlay stuff planned and a bunch of video stuff planned for in between. But we wanted to kind of experiment, check it out for today. Work on our commentary a little bit, and then also get used to having multiple guests. So if you guys want to just say bye, Jacopo and Bailey, thanks for being here today, guys. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it. It's fun to stay around and be in the community, so it's a great time. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, likewise. Really great to see the meet streamed and everything, and I had a lot of fun watching my old boys, you know, go at it.
Yeah, thank you guys. You know, it means a lot that you'd spend your time with us, and also, you know, I'm sure your alumni appreciate it just as much. So it looks like William and Mary has finished out with a 366? No, a 378. That's just working on updating here. But you know what? That's a pretty good score. I think that puts them right around Navy, I think.
Actually, they're probably going to go up.
Yeah, I think we're waiting on still the last score from Andrews. So
I
think it might replace the first one, given the caliber of that last routine.
There we go.
So maybe it'll go up a couple tenths here.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I didn't really judge Andrew's routine, so I couldn't tell you even a ballpark. If I had a start value, maybe, but
I was just sitting back and enjoying it.
There goes. He put up a 13.2, so he'll replace that score of 11.7 for them, which should be good. And that puts their final total as our Python script is updating in the back. 379.95 for William Mary to Stanford's 306.65. Yep, 306.65, round complete. And that's the meet. William and Mary takes a W. So I don't know who predicted that. I certainly didn't. Isaac didn't as well. But anything could happen in this meet, especially knowing we knew going in that they were going to be competing a very limited amount of guys and barely had enough. So sadly, Stanford had a slight injury in the first event, but they're able to at least finish off the meet, getting some good practice in for some of their freshman guys and for everyone else. So, anything else you want to say?
We appreciate your time being here. That's the biggest thing. You know, we're trying to grow the sport. We're trying to grow our network. We're trying to grow the outreach and on the JO side, on the college side. And, you know, you being here, showing your support for not only the sport of gymnastics, but for us and for these teams, it means the world to those athletes and to us. So we thank you, and like Kennan's been saying, we have donation stuff below. We'd really appreciate that. We're trying to step up everything that we do. It's just we need funding for that. And, we want to grow the sport, but we're giving it everything we got, trust me. We're working 15-hour days on filming shows and writing shows and getting interviews. So if there is anybody here that's in JO and wants to do interviews, please DM me on Instagram. Please DM me. It's the Gymnastics Network on Instagram. Very easy to find us. Just send us a DM. We'll get in conversation and talk to your parents first, obviously, and then we'll get you on an interview. And you can come on, promote yourself, talk about your gymnastics and everything else that you want to do, because it's really important for people to understand on the JO side of things, like what the future is. That those are our future athletes, and that's kind of something that I feel like people forget, especially when they're thinking about cutting a program. They don't think about the kid that's there. So being able to bring you to light can help a lot, and grow the sport too. Get your friends to watch, get your mom to watch, get your dad to watch, and that's the goal. So we appreciate your time, and thank you guys for being here. Kenan, you got anything else?
Nope.
I think that's just about it. We appreciate you for being here, and
thank you to Bailey and Jacopo.
Oh, tomorrow actually, we are going to be streaming again. We have an add-on game planned with 2 athletes. So the goal is to have 2 people on. It's going to be a head-to-head matchup and an add-on. You get 3 strikes or whatever, and then after that, you obviously lose. But then we want to bring on a JO kid. So after the first competition, we're going to put it out on social media and have everybody, partake. Send in your best trampoline clips, and then tag the Gymnastics Network on Instagram, obviously. And then we'll pick the best one, and then the following week you'll be able to come on and compete against the NCAA gymnast that wins tomorrow. So hopefully you guys could be there. I'm really excited for that. It'll be a lot of fun. So just a way to try to grow the community and allow JO guys to kind of get a little bit more in. If you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask. Let the chat, like Cannon always says, blow up the chat. Let it ride. So you could also, our guests are still here, Jacopo's still here, Bailey's still here. So if you guys have any questions for them about the Stanford program, about the William & Mary program, about ways to actually help William & Mary, there earlier in the chat we had put in the William & Mary Facebook page. If you don't know, William & Mary was cut and then reinstated, and they're working on funding now. So if you love men's gymnastics, that's definitely something that you could go and help support. Jacopo, you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to talk about that. Yeah, so as you know, gymnastics is a sport that sometimes doesn't get its due worth from the casual viewer, and so a lot of problems that have befallen the NCAA is the cutting of teams, and unfortunately William & Mary wasn't immune to that this season too. But on the good side, the amount of effort that went into getting the team reinstated between coaches, alums, gymnasts, parents was incredible, and they put up such a massive fundraising effort and push that now the team has renewed their commitment to be in the NCAA, and I don't know, really for me it was really tore my heart when they were cut, and I was absolutely elated to hear that they were able to compete this season and next season and in the future.
Yeah. So thank you for that. I believe the link to their Facebook page is in the chat. We'll also put it in the description of the video after we're done streaming. Bailey, you have anything that you want to say off in your last setup in here?
Sorry, I was muted there.
all right.
Just thanks again. Looking forward to the rest of the season. I thought William and Mary did great today, and I'm excited to see where they go. And then for the Stanford guys, just looking forward to having everyone back competing together. I think that's going to make a big difference in obviously the team score, but just having everyone back together is going to kind of increase the level of gymnastics from the guys who are competing right now versus the guys who are at home. So excited for after Winter Cup, and hopefully looking to see big things from the guys at Stanford again.
Yeah. Great stuff. We'd love to have you both on again. Thank you for your time. I think we're going to end the stream here. Remember, tomorrow, the time will be posted on the Instagram